Hi, Vinnie here from Graphite Note, and today I'm going to bring you through how to create a RFM model on our no-code machine learning platform. So RFM stands for Retail Frequency and Monetary, and this is a very popular advanced analytics model for retail, e-commerce, and service businesses, or any businesses where they have non-contractual relationships with their customers, i.e., you don't know how alive those customers are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the home page of the Graphite Note application. So when you sign up to Graphite Note or to a free trial, you have all of these sample data sets available to you. So give you an example here, I'm going to download these e-commerce orders, data set onto my instance, my demo instance. There's my co-founder, Hervoy. Thank you for the kind message. And now you'll see that I've got 21 columns and 21,500 rows of data in a tabular format. And this includes all the transaction history of the customer, from invoice ID to user ID, order number, amount that was purchased in terms of the net value, the discount maybe that was applied, any shipping charges, the total value, etc. And you can see right down to the transaction date. So just a typical export from a point of sale or from a database of your transaction history. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Graphite Note and I'm going to create a new model. And I'm going to select the RFM model, and I'm going to apply a data set, which is the one that I've just taken from the demo data sets. I'm going to call this one Vinnie. I'm going to create the model, and now I'm going to set the scenario. And this is essentially the model scenario parameters. So this is mapping the data to the model to set the parameters to run the model. So you'll see here I've got date, customer ID, there, customer name is user ID, and monetary value will be total. So now I'm going to run the scenario, and now what's happening is the RFM algorithms are going into our transaction history, and they're picking out data patterns and data points that will group the customers into segments that you can then tailor your marketing efforts to. This will typically take 1 to 10 minutes, with 21,000 rows, probably 1 to 2 minutes, I would say. So you can see that the model training is now being completed. And now what we can do is we can look at the model results. So the first thing we can see is there were a total of 21,500 customers, and we know that from the demo data set that we looked at earlier. And what the algorithms have done is broken these customers into new customers, promising customers, about to sleep customers, cannot lose customers, hibernating customers, and lost customers. So this is an overview. I'm going to bring you into the detail in a minute. But what you'll see here in the overview is it explains how the model is put together, the key insights at a glance. So it gives you the numbers behind and the percentage of your customers represented in each key segment. Then there's a detailed segment analysis, which I'm going to show you shortly. There's an explanation about the RFM score. So essentially every customer is ranked in from 0 to 4, 0 being least effective, 4 being the best score. And a 444 would be the best score you could possibly get. And I'm going to show you that very shortly. It then explains how to use the RFM model and the next steps to maximize the potential from this model. Like any predictive analytics model, deriving really good insights from your data is one thing, but to generate the impact from the solution, you need to implement the learnings, and being able to do that for each of the segments and tailor your efforts for each of those segments that have been created is critical to that point. So I'm going to show you now the RFM scores. So this is a breakdown, a graphical breakdown of each of the segments. You'll see that a number of segments here have been created. The champion customer scores 444, 443, so you can see the various combinations. based on that ranking from 0 to 4 of based on recency of purchase, how often they purchase, and the monetary value. What's very interesting here is in the space of a few minutes, we've taken raw transaction data and we now can understand for customers who are not contractual customers, these are service customers, we can now understand where they fit in terms of their importance to us or our relevance to them. So you can see here, these customers are lost, 954 customers, and these are based on scores of 000 or 001, etc. They made their last purchase a long time ago and they haven't engaged at all recently. Very little we can probably do there. We may win some back, but we may have to overinvest to get those back. Hibernating customers, not dissimilar, but not quite lost yet. The ones you really want to kind of start to focus on are, cannot lose customers. They've made the largest orders and often, but haven't returned for a while. These ones are about to sleep. These are standard customers with not too long ago purchases, but they are about to sleep. Promising customers, we've over 8,000 of these. Fantastic. Let's try and make these maybe very loyal customers. Maybe we bring them on a rewards program, a loyalty program, and these are our new customers. So they're just engaged with us. So straight away we have that breakdown from the RFM analysis, and it took 2 minutes in the background for that to be prepared. There are a number of ways then to look at the data in terms of graphical representation based on the RFM analysis overall, recency, frequency, and monetary. And then we have the RFM matrix, which is a way really for you to filter and play with the RFM data a little bit more. So you might want to understand who are the customers that buy very rarely, for example, and you can do that within this feature. Then at the end, we have the actual details themselves. I should say here another example, maybe like select the high spenders. So we want to look at the high spenders who buy very rarely. Here we have the details. And what's interesting here is you have the ability now to spot the customers that you really need to start working on. So these customers are about to sleep. Very, very important. So who are they? We have their customer IDs. We have their name. You can export this into Excel. You can import this into another database if you're using, or into your CRM for campaigns. But essentially what you want to do is you want to now make sure that you're targeting certain customers. You cannot lose these customers, so you want to target those. Again, exporting the data, and even in here, filtering the data if you want to as well across each of the parameters. So that's an overview of the RFM model. It took 3 minutes to prepare from start to producing the model, and I've just talked you through an overview of how it works. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, Vinnie, at graphite-note.com. Thank you.